Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome to the Big Buck Legends One-on-One Podcast.
All right, I think all the levels are set.
go. Let's go.
Here's your host, Jason Choi.
Welcome, everybody, to our Big Buck Legends One-on-One Podcast here today. And I tell you what, we've been talking about it a lot on the radio and getting the opportunity to sit down with this man. And we've gotten to know this guy quite a bit with our sister station in 93.7 The Dog over the last handful of years. And I've been so proud to be able to see him grow and continue to work with the great Randy Travis. We're talking about James Dupre, who is joining us now. And James, congratulations. Before we even talk about the new single that Randy put out with you on it too, with your help, it is just to have the honor that he and Mary selected you to be the man to carry on that Randy Travis legacy. How special was that when you got that call?
Oh, man, just amazing. You know, to be the one that they wanted to carry that on. You know, and Mary always said, you know, you always have a similar delivery style as Randy. You know, just the kind of like. Not over the top, I guess, is what she was trying to say. It was just a huge honor to be chosen for, you know, somebody that you grew up idolizing. You know, you're a country music hero, and then, you know, here you are being asked to do this. I don't know. It's just an amazing feeling.
Yeah, when we first saw that happen, I'm like, this is a perfect way, because like you said, you two have a similar style, and the fact that you're kind of laid back in that deep baritone sound and just that natural sound. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to push it, just like Randy does. And I thought it was a perfect place to be able to have you fill that void there of Randy, because obviously losing his vocal after the stroke that he had. But I mean, the man is still going. Mine is still going too, and he still wants to make some music, and you're able to help him do that.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that was even possible until just a few months ago. And like being included on this tour that we've been doing since 2019 has been, you know, just a great honor. But then now you have this studio aspect where, you know, he's now putting out new music, and it's just, I never would have expected that.
You know, with Randy, was there, before we talk about this new single and the way you guys put this together, and unfortunately with the accident that happened with Randy and the stroke and all that taking away the ability for him to sing the way that he used to, did he have some stuff maybe that was in the vault that never been released that maybe had that potential of maybe see more here down the line?
Well, you know, he has a lot of songs that were unreleased over his career, and, you know, since his stroke, they have put out, a handful of songs that he had previously unreleased. Mm-hmm. But with this new music, there are two more songs that I know of that I'm a part of that are kind of, you know, coming up on deck. Not sure exactly when, but that's about as far as I know.
That's awesome to be able to do that. James Dupre is here with us and talking with him about the work that he's done with Randy Travis, the brand new single that is out. We've been talking about it, been playing it too, and where that came from. All right, let's talk about this song a little bit and where did it come from? I know one of the writers on it, I think, is one of the best writers, I think, in Nashville in the modern era, and that's Scotty Emmerich. I know he's teamed up with some other folks there too, but how did this song come together, first for you, and then that transition over to Randy?
So I was working with Kyle Linning back in 2011, who also produced all of Randy's entire career. So at that time, we were working on a project for me, and this song was part of that. And it was recorded just like a handful of other ones that we did, and just never was released. And it was put up on a shelf, and I thought it would be forever forgotten about. And this song in particular kind of stuck with me through the years. I would always go back and re-listen to it just because I just loved this song. It's just a beautiful song. And, when I went to Nashville earlier this year for what they told me was a meeting about the tour, was actually to show me this new single. And so I was excited to hear that it actually will be released. I just never expected it to be in this way. So it's pretty crazy. But they explained how they did it with this AI model that they just built, and how they ran my vocal track from the song through this Randy Travis AI model, and it came out sounding more or less like Randy, and asked if I wanted to be a part of this project moving forward, and I was like, absolutely. So, it's been a whirlwind.
When folks hear AI, that a lot of people get scared because honestly, it can do a lot of negative things. I'm glad to see the positive that's coming out with what you guys are doing. How did they get Randy's vocals? Did they have to go back to all of his older stuff and kind of build a library of just vocal to make it happen, and then have you be a part of it too?
So Kyle Linning, who, like I said, produced all of Randy's stuff. I mean, nobody knows his voice better than him, And what they did was they took, I think he said 42 vocal tracks spanning Randy's career, and they built this AI model. It took them months. I don't really know the technical aspect of it, but they essentially just built this model, and they ran my vocal track through the model.
That's pretty cool. How much did you have to do in the aspect of the final product? Well,
for this song in particular, none, because my part was done in 2011. Okay. So moving forward with the two new songs, I just go in and sing. And I'm not like trying to sound like Randy or do anything that Randy does. It's just I'm trying to sing as naturally as I can, and then letting the model do the work.
Now, obviously, you guys have been on this tour for, you said, since 19, and continue. I saw you have more dates still to go. I'd love to get you guys to bring that tour to our region. I think it'll go over perfectly here. But what's the relationship like with you and Randy? Is he like a big older brother, or is it like a father-son type deal? How's the relationship?
He's a mentor for me. First of all, I don't necessarily consider him like a father figure. I guess maybe an older brother would be a good description. But he's just such a for one, he is hilarious, and I mean, still, like he can't communicate obviously as well as he used to, but the more you hang around with him, you can kind of understand how he communicates now, and he still has an amazing sense of humor. And that's one thing that I just absolutely love about him. He's never lost that.
And he still has that great little smile, a little crooked smile, right?
Yep, absolutely. I mean, it just to see him smiling, that smile, on stage and just having a good time when we're doing these shows. It's just such an amazing thing to see, because it makes me feel good that he's still out there with his fans and enjoying himself and, doing everything that he used to do except sing, of course.
Yeah. James Dupre is here with us talking about the new single with him and Randy Travis and, where that came from. And talk a little bit about how AI and the technology here with it, James. Obviously, if they're able to do this with Randy and with your help to keep his legacy alive too, and build a name for you too. I mean, that's another thing too. And a lot of people, people knew about you before. We had you in. I remember back for a very hot July 4th performance. You came in, did an acoustic set for us there in Gallipolis, but it gets your name out there and helps build your career even more. But is this something you think, and personally, I'm not asking this as a, the set in stone deal, but your feelings on this. Do you think this is something that could open up more of, we might hear some Johnny Cash, or we might hear some Waylon or something else down the line? You think that's going to open the door more for that?
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm on the fence about it because, I didn't really know what to think about AI in music until I see this one really positive way that it was used. And I think what makes it okay for me in this case is that Randy is still involved himself on it's his decision ultimately whether he wants to do this or not. And I think that's where it kind of gets, tricky if you're starting to put out, just songs from people who aren't with us anymore. It kind of cheapens the art, I guess, if that makes sense.
And that's
so
still, go ahead.
It's a big responsibility that we have with this technology, and I think if we just use it for good and not just to make a quick buck on someone who's no longer alive.
Yeah.
That's where I draw the line.
And I think it's used, and like I agree with you on that too, because I think it has some positives, but there's a lot of negatives where it can happen. We've seen some people use it for negative things already, and that we haven't gotten the full thrust of the entire technology yet. But I think in the case of Randy, who is still with us, who is still, the mind is still going, just can't get the stuff out. I think this is a great thing to be able to work with that.
Yeah, and it's a very unique situation, and I don't know, I can't think of any other time where I would think, oh yeah, that's okay. But this one case, it just seems like there's no other option for him, but he still wants to put out new music, and so this is it.
James Dupre is here with us. James, I know you got a tight schedule. I'd love to be able to do this a whole lot longer, but I do appreciate the time being able to catch up with you again here. Congratulations on everything. Now, if folks want to keep up with you, how can they find you? And like I said, we're going to really push to get you guys to come to our region and bring this tour here.
Yeah, that would be great. I would love to. You go to my website, jamesdupre.com, and you'll find links to my music, tour dates, and social media.
Folks, he is a Louisiana boy, but you don't hear the Cajun sound in the voice, so that's a good thing. But you can cook a mean meal, I'm sure, for you, the wife, and the 5 kids, right?
Oh, man, I'll make a good gumbo, that's for sure.
Hey, James, again, congratulations, bud. We appreciate everything you're doing, keeping and working with Randy and keeping his legacy alive and keeping the music going. We look forward to not only, obviously, got the new track now, but like you talked about, you got a couple more down the pipeline. We look forward to hearing those too. James, congratulations.
Thank you, and thanks for having me, and good talking to y'all again.
Well, there you have it, folks. He is James Dupre, and I'm telling you, it's great that what he's doing here with Randy, and I think it's awesome. Like I said, it's embracing the positive side of AI. There is a lot of scary side of AI when it comes to things, especially when it comes to music. But what they're doing with Randy, who is still instrumental in all of this, it is fantastic. Looking forward to not only continuing to hear this new single, which, by the way, you can check out on the radio with us, but a couple of more that are coming up down the line. So thanks for tuning in again to our Big Buck Legends One-on-One podcast, where we sit down with the legends. We talk about the legendary music and more. Don't forget to share the episode, tell a friend, and make sure you come back again next week here on our Big Buck Legends One-on-One podcast. God bless everybody. We'll catch up with you soon.
All right, son, the party's over.
This has been a Big Buck Legends One-on-One podcast.
Thank you for checking us out. And don't forget to subscribe to this podcast.
Okay, I need to tell you 2 things.
A production of Kindred Digital in association with Toy Production Services. All rights reserved. Big Buck Country 1015.